Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Drake, and I'm giving a perspective on the word care. Care is a word that I've overlooked for a very long time and had an emotional response to because I remember hearing the word care within the context of having a certain feeling associated with it. Like feeling as if the outcome is emotionally tied to you and will make you either feel happy or depressed. And that's like the most important part, is that you feel like something is important to you, right? But what I'm coming to realize is that has nothing to do with caring, actually, right? You may have heard the phrase, I know I have quite a bit, you have to care, but not that much. And I grossly misunderstood that phrase because I understood that to mean that you have to not care about things or harden yourself to things, and you have to be somewhat disinterested in things. But that is not what I understand it to be now. And I'll explain. What I've learned thus far about care is care has not very much to do with the emotion, but very much to do with the things that you do, the actions that you take, and the manner in which you take those actions. And if you look at care, it means you're actually thinking through the consequences of the actions that you're taking. It means you're actually thinking through the consequences of the things that are happening around you, and you're considering them. And you are considering those consequences and what responsibility you have within that. I'll give you an example. A mother or father who spanks their child does not care for that child. They're not caring for that child in that moment, right? And that's not to say they don't love that child. However, that action, they've not thought through the consequence of what that action results in, right? And so that is not actually caring, because if they actually did care, and again, not to say that they don't like the child or they don't love the child, I'm not talking about the emotion, but taking the care to find out what happens next, right? If you go outside and just litter all over the ground, right? You don't care. And you're saying, well, I didn't know what the consequences of that would be. But you didn't take the time to really consider what happens next, or where is this going to end up, right? It's really clear to see with something like that, right? Although that does happen on a regular basis all around the world. People go outside and just dump their trash into a pile. And that's pretty common phenomenon, right? And so the point that I'm making here is realizing, if I actually care about myself, there's so much responsibility that I have to take in finding out what I'm doing, what the actions that I'm doing lead to, rather, and what that's going to lead to, and what I can do about that right now, today. And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the word care. And so to care, but not that much, the way I understand it now is caring about the input and the output, but not getting so emotionally involved with either the input or output, or making that the priority. Not saying you can't have emotions, but making that the priority of whether you do something or not. That's not prudent. And so caring goes into actually being very intelligent. You have to be very intelligent in order to care. You have to be very intelligent in order to care. And again, I'm not talking about the emotion. I'm talking about being able to reason out logically what's going to happen next, or where this stems from, where this problem stems from, in order to solve it. And I'm trying to think of an example, but the first thing that comes to mind is if you have a math problem in front of you and you make a careless error. They call it careless, right? Because you weren't paying attention. If you can't reason out where the problems in your life are coming from, that is a form of care. And it's so interesting. Every time I say it, even, the common understanding of the word care comes up, of the emotional points. Well, if you have a problem and you can't solve it or you can't figure it out, it means you don't care. Well, of course I care. I want to get this solved. No, you're not caring. That's not caring. Actually investigating it and solving it for real. Looking back on, where did this point stem from? And then this point and that point. Okay, and what's the solution for that? And I'm not saying that you come up with a solution right then and there, but taking the time to go through that is caring. So my name is Drake, and that is my perspective on the word care for now.